Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my updated summer of 2025 Marvel Legends collection. As you can see right now, my shelves are divided into three, one for non-MCU, and then MCU, and then even more MCU. So I try to line everything up in order. So here we have everything like comic, and then like movies and movie adjacent figures, and then early MCU going all the way to the current MCU. So let us begin with the first shelf. So moving on to shelf number 2, we have pretty much all of the newer stuff post Endgame, but we're actually going to start at the bottom today. So this is my 2000, I'd say it's pre-Infinity War figures. Yeah, about. So this is pretty much any movie or show that came out before Endgame or Infinity War. So we have Ronan in the back, the old Bucky figure with a new head sculpt, Civil War 2-pack, Doctor Strange, a few Captain Marvels, Hela, Scourge, and Ravager Thor, Quicksilver, the Infinity Saga, Black Widow and Captain America, with the Falcon and Winter Soldier flashback version of Bucky, but it makes sense to put him in my Winter Soldier display. And then we have Daredevil and Punisher. These were some of the first, not the very first, but these were some of the first Marvel Legends figures that I got. I fell in love with the Netflix shows, so I've been a huge fan of Daredevil and Punisher, especially Charlie Cox and John Bernthal's version, for a very long time. So I'm so excited that they're back again in Daredevil Born Again, and then the Punisher has his own special, along with showing up in Spider-Man 4. So, and I have the figures pre-ordered. I cannot wait for them to come in, and I'm so excited to add them. And then we have Ant-Man and Wasp. Pretty solid shelf. These are mostly older figures or just kind of outdated figures. But I'm happy with how this looks because I appreciate this is what really got me into Marvel Legends. So moving on, my next shelf is actually pretty much all Infinity War and Endgame. That's pretty much the whole shelf. So we'll go in the back. We have the old Cap and Black Widow, Proxima Midnight, Thanos, Iron Man, Iron Spider, and then we have an Endgame Cap, another Captain Marvel, Black Panther and War Machine, Captain Marvel and Rescue 2-pack over here. This is the Diamond Select Hulk. That's why he's kneeling down, because he is enormous. SH Figuarts Thor, which I think is a knockoff off eBay, but it's a great figure. And then we have Iron Man, Cap, SH Figuarts Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and then Ronan, and then we have the Thanos with the Iron Man 2-pack. This is such a cool shelf to me. Infinity War and Endgame were some of my favorite movie theater experiences, so I'm so glad I have pretty much the full team covered here. I can't think of too many figures. Yeah, I'm missing Guardians. I don't have any other Guardians figures except for Volume 3, but I'm at a point where now, why would I go back and buy such old figures in a shelf that probably couldn't fit, 6 figures in a shelf if you want to count Nebula and Yondu as well, because I want to get those, but that's beside the point. So now we're going to actually step into the first couple MCU projects released after Endgame, which were actually the Disney Plus shows. So we're going to start off at the left. We have my WandaVision section. We have Wanda, Scarlet Witch, Agatha, White Vision, Jimmy Woo. And then we move into Falcon Winter Soldier. So we have Sharon Carter, Bucky, Sam Wilson, Captain America on an awesome flight stand, U.S. Agent, John Walker, Baron Zemo. And then we have Loki, Owen Wilson, aka Mobius, wow, Sylvie, and then classic Loki. And then we actually have He Who Remains. Of course, he happens to fall down, so let me fix that real quick. So the first shelf is actually my comic Spider-Man shelf. I'm not a big comic figure fan. I try to collect more MCU figures, mainly because I didn't grow up reading the comics. I read some now recently, the last couple of years, but I'm still not crazy on them, so I try to stick to the, mainstream media. But I do have a few Spideys. We got Typhoid Mary, Venom pool, the Monster Venom Build-A-Pool. This is the 2018 movie Venom line, and that's what really got me into Marvel Legends, I think. That and Infinity War. So we got Iron Spider over here, Spider-Woman, Spider-Ham, Renew Your Vows, 2-pack, Symbiote Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider. I want to get the Agent Venom very badly. And I can't think of any other Spider-Man figures that I actually want to get. But I'm really happy with this shelf. I'm trying to fix the lighting over here. I don't have my closest outlet is over here, so I gotta try to find some sort of, workaround here. And next we have more comic. This is my Fantastic Four shelf. The Fantastic Four are my favorite Marvel characters, favorite team to read. So this is mainly a Fantastic Four shelf, but it's just comic extras. So we have the whole retro wave here at the front. We have the Franklin and Valeria 2-pack. We have the Emperor Doom. I don't know why I said Invincible at first. The Skrull. We got Herbie. We have the Dr. Doom from the Black Suit wave. And then we have more comic figures in the back. These are mostly just figures that I got for Build-A-Figure pieces and have no connection to. But I like that Taskmaster figure a lot. Serpent Society, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness figures, Dr. Egghead. This is the Walgreens Sue Storm with the retro head because I like this one so much better. And then another comic figure that I'm kind of disappointed I got, only because it was $50, but I got Ghost Rider just because of how cool it looked. And I wanted a Ghost Rider figure for a long time. I was a big fan of him in the Lego games and even the Nicolas Cage movie. So I'm glad I got this. This is just an awesome piece. I have it on a riser. I love the flame stands too. It really looks so cool. And I think the shelf really does look fantastic. So moving on, we have my Spider-Verse shelf. Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, I just picked up Spider-Man India. Awesome figure. Just got him in a nice vanilla pose. A lot of these figures are kind of skinny and gummy for me, so I don't put him in too crazy poses. That's why this guy is kneeling down, because he cannot stand for me. Spider-Woman can also not stand, even on a stand, so I have her holding onto the shelf, but it works good. And these are all the Into the Spider-Verse figures, these 3. Then I just have an extra spot that came with a bundle when I got these figures. But yeah, I'm so excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I want to get the Cyborg Spider-Woman, I should say. And then I think I'll be content with this shelf for now. And I eventually want to get the old Prowler as well. Don't know if I want to get the new one right now. And then here we have my X-Men 97 shelf, but it's going to be an X-Men display, hopefully. So we have the Executioner, we have Storm, my favorite X-Men members, Cyclops and Jean Grey, along with Gambit and Magic. As of today, at San Diego Comic-Con, Hasbro just announced a Wave 2 of X-Men 97, and I definitely want to pick up Jubilee, Storm, and Emma Frost. Sorry, not Storm. The Storm and Wolverine 2-pack, and then Emma Frost. And maybe Sunspot, I'm not sure yet, and maybe Cable. I don't know. I was very disappointed I'd missed out on the first wave, so I kind of want to get the second wave, but I'm not crazy about some of the characters, so I don't know yet. And then moving on to the last shelf, we have my Fox X-Men movie shelf. So here we have Mystique, Magneto, Charles, Wolverine with the bone claws, Deadpool, Domino, then Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and then we have another Wolverine in the back. I like how the shelf looks a lot because it's just nice and small, not overbearing. That's kind of what I love about all 3 of these shelves, is that they're just enough to fill out a shelf. More so the Spider-Verse, because at least I have some in the back. But I'm hoping my X-Men shelves will develop over time. There was a rumor that they're going to make new Marvel Legends for the 2000 movies, so I might pick those up. And they're supposed to be in Doomsday, so there's a good chance I pick those up. But I'm very happy with how the shelf came out. So this is pretty much my MCU shelf, and I think it came out really well. I'm excited to add more figures. I don't add too many figures now on the shelf, but anytime I do, I think they come out really nice. So now let's move on to shelf number 2. So of course, I knocked over most of this shelf, including the Sam Wilson Red Wing. So I just threw Red Wing on top. I cannot plug it in that hole. So there's He Who Remains. So this is the first batch of the Disney Plus figures from 2021. And now we're going to go to the first batch of the 2021 movies. So we're kind of out of order, so I'll just show you the shelf order. In the back we have Crow from Eternals. Solid movie, fun movie. I like the characters, like the cast. The figures are not great, so, you know, I'm just gonna have them randomly displayed here. Then we have Shang-Chi, we have Xiling, Death Dealer, Shang-Chi. Then we have Black Widow, so we have Taskmaster, Black Widow, Yelena, Melina, Red Guardian, and then the Snowsuit, Black Widow. All in all, mixed bag of figures, just in terms of quality. I enjoyed all these projects, and I'm glad I have them represented on my shelf. But moving on to the centerpiece of my Marvel Legends display, we have my Spider-Man No Way Home display. This took a lot of time to fully flesh out the shelf and where I want to have everything, and I am extremely happy with how it all came out. So let's start in the back. We actually have Carnage from Let There Be Carnage, as well as Venom, just because these are MCU adjacent. Venom technically was in the MCU for, 2 minutes? So I figured it makes sense to put them on the No Way Home shelf. And then we have the upgraded suit. Then we have the 3-pack of Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield. Then we start to the villains. We have Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, who I just got. Absolutely love this pose I have. And I have this spot right here reserved for the Lizard. And then we have Doctor Strange, J. Jonah, MJ, Unmasked Toby, Final Swing Tom Holland, Unmasked Andrew, Matt Murdock, and then Tom Holland again in the integrated suit. So I love how this looks. I feel like this kind of fell down a little bit, but yeah, that looks much better. So here is my No Way Home shelf. Sorry if I'm running through this. I just don't want to spend too much time on each individual figure. So I'm just trying to name them relatively fast, but I hope you get a good look at it. And here is a full look at the second shelf. Now we're gonna move on to the third shelf. So starting off at the bottom, we have my What If shelf. I enjoyed this show a lot, actually. I kind of wish we got more interesting aspects of the show, of the What If itself. But I enjoy a lot of these figures, and I'm kind of sad that the show's over. And I'm sad with the lack of figures we got, like, in post season 1. Pretty much every season, every figure we got was technically from season 1. We didn't get Kahori or anything, or even an upgraded Captain Carter. I'm very disappointed. I kind of wish we got more, but it is what it is. So we have the Hydra Stomper in the back with Captain Carter and Red Skull. Sorry if you can't really see it. I do apologize. I just don't want to knock any figures over. We had the other Hydra Stomper, Infinity Ultron, the Zombie Gang over here, Goliath, T'Challa, Star-Lord, Captain Carter, the Watcher, Doctor Strange, and then Howard the Duck with Ant-Man's head. Nice shelf. It's a lot, I can't think of the word. It's a lot more fleshed out than I thought it would be, but I would really love an extra figure or two to kind of clear up this empty space over here. But I do very much enjoy this shelf. And moving on, we're going to go to another Disney Plus wave. So here's the full view of it. I think it looks really good right here. Oh, let me just fix Nick Fury right here. Okay, hopefully he doesn't fall again. So starting off, we have Hawkeye over here. We have Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. We have Kingpin, Yelena, awesome figure. Really like the head sculpt. Really looks like Florence Pugh. We have She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion, which is my least favorite Marvel project ever. I am the type of fan who enjoys everything, and I did really enjoy this at first. And looking back, I am so disappointed in what the show really could have been. And then we have Moon Knight, so we have Mr. Knight, Moon Knight, Khonshu. I really hope that Nick Fury stays standing up because it doesn't look like he's going to. And then we have Talos as well. But all in all, pretty solid shelf, and I'm really happy with how it came out. And moving on next to one of my most packed shelves, we actually have my 2022 movie shelf. So here is a quick look at that. So starting off at the top, we have Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I have 6 figures for this movie, and I do have the Warrior. I'm just missing his legs, and of course I'm missing the 2 comic figures. And then we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we have Strange and Mordo, Rintrah, Scarlet Witch in an awesome pose, Wong, Defender Strange, and then America Chavez. And then we have Thor Love and Thunder. So we have Thor, Mighty Thor, Gore, Korg, Thor, Valkyrie, Groot, and then Star-Lord. All in all, a pretty good shelf, and I'm very happy with how it came out. And I'm pretty happy with every movie represented here. I don't think I'm missing any figures, at least that I want to get. Maybe someone else from Multiverse of Madness. I'd love like a civilian attire Wanda when she storms the Illuminati building. That would be really cool, but I don't think they're going to make that anytime soon. So moving on, now we're getting into real new MCU. So this is more faithful. Let me hide that a little bit. So we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was my favorite MCU movie until this past week. We have the whole crew there, even Cosmo. Love how this shelf came out. I really love the costumes. I really wish we got a Gamora and a High Evolutionary. I don't know why they didn't make a Gamora. Seems like such a silly decision. And we have Ant-Man and the Wasp back there. Kang the Conqueror, Wasp, Ant-Man, and then his daughter Cassie. Then we have the Marvels with Captain Marvel and Photon. I don't know if I'm going to get the new Miss Marvel figure, just because I don't think it's that much different. But I do kind of want to get the cast, just have the 3 protagonists together. And now we're going on to true new MCU with everything released from last summer to this summer. So we're going to start off with, technically last summer, with Wolverine, Logan from Deadpool and Wolverine, and then we have Deadpool, and then Wolverine himself. I believe there's supposed to be a new wave of Deadpool and Wolverine, and I definitely want to get the battle damage version with the sleeves ripped off, and then I'll have that figure displayed with the mask on. And I don't know who else I'm going to get. I don't know if I want Blade or any of the others. I don't remember who was rumored, but I want a Gambit. That's a Gambit figure I really want. And now we have Captain America Brave New World. I just got this figure like 2 weeks ago. So we have the new Falcon Joaquin, Red Hulk, and then our new Captain America, Sam Wilson, in an awesome suit. I love the wings so much more on these 2 figures than this one, because this one is almost too bendy and it just kind of folds way too fast. I love how you can really pose these. And this is actually an old stand. I don't even know what came with that, but definitely a Marvel Legends. But really like how this looks. And now, my new favorite MCU movie, Fantastic Four First Steps. I am absolutely in love with these figures. I love the movie. I love the characters. I love the cast. The movie made me happy so much, and I'm so glad I have them in figures. So we have Ben Grimm, The Thing, looking amazing. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Sue Storm, The Invisible Woman, and then Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. I am missing the actual Human Torch figure, as well as Silver Surfer. And I'm thinking if once I get Silver Surfer, I'll put her right here on her surfboard. And then I'm thinking I'm going to put Human Torch over here, maybe in a flight stand or another one of these acrylic bases, and have him kind of fly off. But I'm so happy to see these characters again. Yeah, the movie, I had little to no problems with it, so I knew I was gonna love it. And I'm a little biased, but I don't care. I'm so happy with this movie, and I love these figures. I love the team group I got them in. I think she is the best figure. I wish the head sculpt was a little better on Johnny. Reed is absolutely so fun to pose, but he's a little annoying sometimes if you have both bendy arms. But I got him in a good neutral kind of pose right now, and I'm very happy with it. And then Ben Grimm, I kind of had a problem with his legs, so I kind of bent him down a little bit over here, but I still have him in a really good pose. And I really hope we get another figure with the sweater, more stretchy effects for Reed, and definitely more translucent invisibility effects for her. As much as I love this figure, I don't like that it's kind of hard to really balance her with the stand. I'm sure others have. Maybe I just got a bad figure, but it is what it is. So that is my 2025 Marvel Legends display. I'm trying to get all the figures in here because I have a giant pole right here, so it's kind of hard to get all of them, but I hope this covers pretty much most of the figures right there. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned because up this week I will be making my Star Wars Black Series collection update. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.